My name's Greg, and what we do with this display is we teach wildlife ecology and the study of the food web. And when you look at all of these animals, they're all, except for very few of them, are indigenous to Ontario and are actually very healthy in population. There are a couple of animals that are of concern. If you want to come this way, we can talk about them. Out here, you have the cougar. And of course the cougar, there aren't many of them in Ontario. They know they're here, but they are of concern, and so they're not hunted or trapped. And another one is the gray fox. I don't have a mounted gray fox, but this is the northern edge of their range, and for whatever reason, they aren't sure yet. They're being studied, and they aren't sure why we don't have as many. But if you chase a dog or a fox with this dog, or with a dog rather, it would go 60 feet straight up a tree because it's the only fox in North America that can climb. It's called a gray fox, and it's just like a raccoon. It eats, and the red fox, they're both omnivores, and they'll eat grapes and plums and persimmons and small birds and rodents. So over here you've got the wolverine and the badger. We do have badgers in southwestern Ontario. They're small in number. They aren't sure what's going on with them, but they're protected and they're being studied right now. The wolverine is from northwestern Ontario. This one's from out west, but that's where we have wolverines, is only in the northwest because we have such a small population. They don't do well around people, and they also need a large number of animals like moose and caribou in order to survive in the wintertime. The golden eagle in 1925 stopped wintering in southwestern Ontario on the Thames River, and nobody could understand why. Mysteriously, in the year 2000, they were back. Nobody could understand why again. So then they did a study. As it turns out, the wild turkey disappeared in 1909 in Ontario. In 1925, 16 years later, the golden eagles could not winter because there wasn't enough food.
Right.
In 1984, we reintroduced the wild turkey, and 16 years later, the golden eagles were back. Will not do well if there are not a population of snowshoe hares.
Right.
They rely on the snowshoe hare for their base of their forage. And so the hare and the lynx population both have 10-year population cycles. As the hare population rises, the lynx population follows. When the hare population peaks, the lynx population will peak within 2 years. When the hare population collapses, the lynx population collapses in 2 years. And so it's a 10-year roller coaster ride from the bottom to the top to the bottom.
Really?
What animal controls the lynx population? Because it's the main predator of baby snowshoe hares, and in turn controls the hare population. Any idea? Come on over here. Watch it. The red squirrel eats baby snowshoe hares, and is the reason why Mama Snowshoe will take the hare when they're born. The babies are covered with fur, their eyes are open, and they can move around at birth like a baby deer. And so she'll hide them individually so they don't all get eaten at once. But this little guy controls the lynx population in turn by controlling the hare population. So it's supply and demand. Remember, when you're dealing with the environment and with the food web, if you don't have the habitat, you don't have the prey. If you don't have the prey, you don't have the predators. It's very simple. So, and that's what this program is all about. Of course, every fur bearer in Ontario except for the least weasel and the polar bear are represented here. 95% of the birds in Ontario can't smell. And if Grandma tells you don't pick up that baby songbird because its mama will smell you on it, she's not telling you the truth. Okay? The whole thing is that these birds soar. They can smell decaying flesh from 2,000 feet in the air. And that symmetry is needed, like I said, in order to survive. They've got very good feet, large feet. They're placed in the center of their body. They walk really well on land, and they're the only raptor we have that actually nests on land rather than up in a tree. And he's real confident with himself because if a predator come near him, what would he do?
Attack it?
No, he would throw up into his face.
Oh.
From 10 feet away, he can hit you in the eyes, and the acid in its stomach contents is so heavy that it'll blind you temporarily.
Yeah.
And so they have that ability to do that.
Wow.
There's another one over here, the great horned owl. What can a great horned owl do? Any idea?
Rotate its head 360 degrees?
No, can't do that. It's got a solid spine. The thing is that these animals are the king of the woods. They'll kill just about anything, and they'll kill something twice their size.
Really?
They grab you with their talon, and it's so heavy, the grip is so hard, that's what kills. They sink it in, they massage it into the prey. What's his favorite food?
Field mice.
Skunks.
Skunks. Wow.
Can't smell them anyway, so what's the difference? Okay, this is a male. The females stand so much taller. And if the male doesn't bring home enough food when he's in the nesting mode with mommy, what will mommy do?
Kill him?
Eat him too. So, okay? But these guys are unique because they've got their ears right next to their eyes. The left ear is high and pointed down, the right ear is low and pointed up. They're directional microphones.
Okay.
So they can look at you and they're not just seeing you, they're listening to you. And that's how they hunt at night. They can triangulate on the target. Okay? So this guy here, like I say, when he's looking at you, he's listening to you. And they love skunks. They'll go 100 miles to get a skunk. But they'll take down a red-tailed hawk, other owls, great gray owls, which are taller and way less. Well, these animals will kill them and eat them. So.
That's really neat.
So, the essence of this is wildlife ecology. You look at the food web, and a lot of people don't realize, even living in the cities, that we're still part of the food web. Okay? And what is the natural biochemical process that gives everything life that is essential to life in this world? You got any idea? The sun starts it.
Photosynthesis.
Synthesis.
Yes.
Okay? And you have to take two things from the environment in order to produce two more things that all life in the world needs to live. What are the two things in the environment?
Oxygen.
Along with the sunlight, which is captured by the green pigment in the plant called chlorophyll.
Mm-hmm.
What is it?
For the two things from the environment that we need?
What do you pour on a plant for it to grow?
Water.
And gas from the atmosphere?
Carbon dioxide?
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? So here you take old Mr. Rabbit that's out here. I'll come to you.
Okay.
Mr. Rabbit eats the plant. Is he getting the sun's energy directly from the plant or indirectly from the plant? Directly.
Yeah,
Of course,
yeah.
because he's eating the plant.
Yes.
All right? Now, he eats the plant, he breathes the oxygen. What does he exhale?
The carbon dioxide.
Carbon dioxide.
Mm-hmm.
It's an open circle.
Yep.
So when you hear people talking about sequestering carbon dioxide because it is a greenhouse gas, hold on to your hat. If we don't have it, what would happen to this world?
Cease to exist.
There would be no life.
Mm-hmm.
Very simple. Mr. Eagle up here, he sees the rabbit. What's he thinking?
Dinner.
Yeah. He eats the rabbit. Is he getting the sun's energy directly from the rabbit, or from the plant, or indirectly from the plant?
Indirectly.
By eating a rabbit.
Right.
And that's how the food web works.